Hey guys, so here are 10 steps to building your own pile of cash. Some of these points are general, but some are very specific, but most of them are mindset related. In other words, you just have to change the way you think about certain things. If you're interested, keep watching. Number one is have a savings. It doesn't matter how small it is, just save something. Even if you can only save $20 a month, save something. It adds up over time, and the sooner you get started, the better. When you save a small amount, it will eventually grow to a reasonable amount that you can put in a CD or in a savings account that can generate interest for you, or even start a business with it. These days you can literally start a business with $0, so you don't even need a savings to start a business. But yeah, number one is definitely have some sort of a savings. Even if it's a piggy bank and you only put a few dollars in it every month and it sits in your bedroom or something, that is better than having no savings. You cannot accumulate wealth if you cannot save. If you spend everything that comes to you, there is no accumulating wealth. And it has nothing to do with your income, regardless of how much money you make. If you spend everything that you get every time and you wait for the next paycheck in order to have something, you can never accumulate wealth. You can never build cash. So you have to have a savings. Number two is prioritize your savings over everything else. You have to prioritize your savings over your loans, your student loans, even your bills. If you prioritize your savings over your bills, what would happen is that you would take your savings out of your paycheck first before you begin to pay your bills. And when you do that, you will find that no month would go by without you having saved something. And there is nothing more important than that. Sometimes your health depends on your savings, because you may not be able to get some medical procedure done if you have no money for it. So your savings is very important. And just because it's a savings doesn't mean that it has to sit in a bank and just, do nothing for you. You can invest those savings. You can put it in an interest generating savings account where you're generating interest every single month. So you're saving on top of accumulating wealth that way. It may not be a large sum of money, but it's something. And there are banks out there that would generate interest for you every single month, or you can put it in a CD. There's so many things you can do with your savings, but the point is prioritize your savings over everything else, over your bills, over your student loans, over your food, over transportation, over everything else. Your savings does not have to be a lot of money, but it has to be something. Anything, no matter how little, is better than nothing. Number three is you have to think outside of your education. So there are many ways to make money that does not involve getting a college education. If you're one of those people that have been to college and have graduated and have a stable job, you need to realize that there's so many ways out there that you can be earning income from the internet, or just selling things, or there's so many different ways, or just speaking to people. So there's so many ways that you can, earn regular income that does not involve your education. It does not involve your field that you studied in college. So you have to think outside the box. And by the way, this is not, you don't have to have a business in order to earn money outside of the field that you studied in. You just have to find a way to find out how the skills that you've already acquired translates into a different field. Okay, so let's say you have a degree in, I don't know, marketing or even business or whatever, and you work in a place in that field and you really enjoy your work. You can also be a human resources personnel in any field, really, in the medical field. It doesn't matter, in construction, whatever. You can be a human resource personnel in any other field. Or there's so many ways to use the skills that you have. If you're the type of person that like to have a 9-to-5 or an office job or something, there's so many jobs out there that you can do over the phone that does not require you to be physically present in order to do those jobs, and you can do that alongside your current work, and you can earn extra income that way and add to your pile of cash. Number 4 and 5 are kind of the same thing. So number 4 is have multiple streams of income, and number 5 is starting a business. Now, having multiple streams of income simply means you find other ways to earn money in addition to the skill that you already possess. If you find yourself in a position where you're only interested in doing one thing and you're already doing it and you love your job and you don't want to find something else other than what you're currently doing, what you can do is you can partner up with someone else and have that person do the actual brunt of the work, and you can sort of be like a silent partner in a way. So if you have a 9-to-5, but you know somebody else that's trying to start a business and they're having a difficult time maybe getting it off the ground, or they need a little bit of capital. Some businesses don't even require capital, but if they need a little bit of capital, or they have problems coming up with ideas about how to go about it, you can suggest being a silent partner, and you can show that person the ropes, what to do. This is how you register your business. This is what you need to do. This is and you can even provide a little bit of the capital. By capital, I don't mean a lot of money. It can really be the amount of money that it takes to register the business name, which is not a lot of money at all. So you can provide that, and you can be the silent partner behind the scenes while that person would go and register the business, do the paperwork. And if it's work that requires something that a person needs to physically be there, like some sort of fixing things or like cleaning offices, stuff like that, you can be the silent partner and provide some of the money that it will take to buy some cleaning supplies, or maybe the uniform, or get the business cards ready, or prepare, create the logo and things like that. You can provide the capital for that and have that person do the work, and you can get part of the revenue that's generated from that business. So that's another way you can create multiple streams of income. This also ties to our number 5, which is starting your own business. So when you do this, you technically are running your own business because you're a partner in a business and you're a co-owner of the business. And if you're interested in having a business, this is going to be your gateway to freedom, because there is no better feeling than knowing that even if you no longer work at your 9-to-5, you will continue to have an income. So for instance, these people that work for the federal government are having these problems now with they're not being paid. So imagine if they had a business and had other streams of income. This job, this federal government job that's not paying them, will not be as stressful for them as it is. It is so easy these days to start a business, and I understand not everybody is interested in having a business, but if you are one of those people that think that you can start a business, or you can you have either the personality type or the mentality to start and run a successful business, definitely give it a try. It sometimes takes people a long time to realize that they can actually have their own business. I used to think that having a business was the most difficult, most impossible thing when I was younger. There came a point where I realized that I would love to have my business, and then I spent time doing research on what kind of business I'll be interested in. So you can do the same. You can think about the things that you like to do and figure out a way that you can earn income from that. If there isn't a large market for the things that you enjoy doing, go to the market. Find a place where the market exists and target them. Okay, there's so many small communities out there that you're not aware of on the internet, everywhere. There's almost a community for every field you can think of, and if there's something that you're interested in doing and you enjoy doing as a hobby, find a way to earn income from that. So those are my numbers 4 and 5. Find other streams of income, and number 5, start a business. Number 6 is kind of common sense, but we all tend to do it just because it's the trick is that it doesn't cost much to do this particular thing that keeps you from accumulating wealth. It doesn't cost much, but at the same time, it takes a lot from you if you do it consistently. And that is, don't buy things that you do not need. It's easier said than done though, because I know sometimes if you've had a busy week or a stressful week, and it's Friday and you're finally done with everything and it's like Friday evening, you might decide to stop by, I don't know, a pizza place or stop by the store to buy some wine because it's Friday and you just want to unwind and relax. So I know it's good to have a restful and, you know, relaxing weekend where you can unwind and just enjoy the little pleasures in life. However, you can do that without spending money. You don't have to spend money. Most of the time we buy these things even though we already have stuff in our refrigerator and we don't actually need to go out and buy anything else. So if you are someone that tends to do that and you buy things a lot, like little things, like you've walked by a store and you find these cute trinkets that don't cost much, so you pick them up, and then you go to a fabric store, and God knows fabric stores have the most amazing things. You always leave buying something that you didn't mean to buy. If you're one of those people, you just have to remind yourself, I'm not going to buy anything that I do not need because I need to save this money to build my own pile of cash. And remember, you cannot accumulate wealth if you don't save. So instead of spending that money on things you don't need, you can save it. And if you have a hard time just stopping some of these things completely, you can cut down on the things that you purchase. So instead of purchasing 2 to 3 things per week that you don't need, how about you cut it down to 1 thing in a week that you don't need? And you can start that way and eventually wean yourself out of spending money unnecessarily. Those $5-10 things that you purchase and you think they're not expensive, they actually add up. So imagine if you've spent a month and every week you buy a couple of things that cost $5 that you don't need. Imagine how much money you're spending in a year just doing that. Number 7, stop spending time on social media. Let me rephrase that. Stop wasting time on social media watching what celebrities are posting and reading gossip on social media while the time ticks by and your account continues to stay on red. Okay? Use your time wisely. The time that you spend on social media can be done productively. You can be on social media. There's nothing wrong with being on social media. People make a lot of money by spending time on social media. You just have to do that productively. So don't waste your time watching other people do things when you can be doing the same thing that they're doing. You know what I mean? Be able to recognize opportunities when you see them. We see opportunities in front of us all day, every day, everywhere we go. All those signs, all those ads, and everything that you see, those are opportunities. Those are money-making opportunities, but we let it slip by, especially with social media. When you see celebrities post things, a lot of the time they're posting those things because they're paid to post those things. So basically you're sitting down watching somebody else work and make money. So you can do the same. You can spend time on social media, just do it productively, do it in a way that will generate you some kind of income that will allow you to accumulate your own wealth. Number 8, stop being a follower. I feel like a lot of followers don't even realize that they're followers. But if you tend to do what your family members do, just because your family member is in a particular field, you feel as though you will feel more comfortable going into that field, or you're more familiar with that field, so you naturally gravitate towards that field. That is you being a follower. You're not thinking outside of the box, and you're not thinking outside of your family's experiences, and you're not thinking for yourself. So stop being a follower. Stop doing what all your friends are doing. By the way, if all of your friends are going into, I don't know, a particular field, maybe in a science field, and you feel as though you have to be in a science field because that's where the real money is, that's not the case. money is everywhere for everyone, depending on how well you work at it and how focused you are and how determined you are to get there. So don't follow other people's dreams, follow your own dream, find your own dream. There's so many like quizzes and what's it called, there is little quizzes that you find online that tells you about your personality. Some of those quizzes actually work. I don't have any website in mind, but there's some quizzes that you would take that they're like career quizzes. I don't know what the term is. I forgot what it's called, but you can take them and they will tell you what career your personality type best fits into. You don't have to take that as gospel truth of what you should do, but you can use that as guidance to lead you to, you know, whatever field that you think you'll be good at. So yeah, don't follow other people regardless of how good their plans are or how rosy they make it seem. Just follow what you think is right for you. And by the way, if you're not interested in business, just because all of your friends are going into business and starting businesses doesn't mean you have to start a business of your own. People define success in different ways, okay? And quite frankly, not everybody is interested in accumulating their own pile of cash. So if you're not interested in that, feel free to, you know, live a simpler life and not, you know, follow what everybody else is doing and starting a business that you are not really interested in or passionate about. So stop being a follower. And if you're focused on accumulating wealth, don't follow your friends out and spend money in a restaurant or a bar when you really want to save money. Okay, be able to tell them, I can't really spend this much money right now. There's things that I need to do, so I can't do that. Find other ways that you can spend time with your friends that doesn't without spending money. So find things you can do that does not involve spending money. You don't have to follow them everywhere. You will not lose your friends just because you don't go hang out with them in a restaurant or in a bar. And if you do lose them, then they're better off not part of your life anyway. Number 9, this is super important, and that is plan more. Success is not spontaneous. You have to work at it. You have to be determined. You have to be focused, and you have to be hard-headed sometimes. You have to be stubborn sometimes. You have to be nice, sweet sometimes. You have to be able to talk sometimes, and you have to know when to stop talking. So just plan everything that you plan on doing or plan everything that you intend to do. If you have a vision of where you see yourself, you have to plan. You have to plan a lot. You have to become a planner. Being spontaneous is nice when you're having fun, but when you're trying to be successful and build a pile of cash or something that you can rely on or something that you can leave behind for your family, you have to plan. You have to plan what you're going to do, how you're going to go about it. Are you going to have a business? Are you going to get another job? What kind of job are you going to get? What city are you going to move to that's going to allow you to save money? If you're struggling financially and you don't have a strong work experience and you're moving to an expensive city like California, then you have to plan. You have to rethink some of these things. Like, is this going to allow me to save money, or is this just going to cost me more money? So plan everything. Number 10, and I think this is the most important thing of all, is stop caring what other people think. I know you're wondering what this has to do with saving money or accumulating wealth. Well, you have to stop caring about what others think in order for you to be able to really pursue some of the things that you want to pursue. There are some businesses that people think are beneath them and they wouldn't do, or they're embarrassing, or they think they can do better. A lot of the people that have this kind of idea about businesses are, they either don't have a business of their own, they're too busy having an imaginary perfect business without having an actual business. But people that are successful, people that work hard and are successful and are able to accumulate wealth, will tell you that you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to not care what other people think about how hard you're trying to sell, I don't know, the shirts that you sell, or maybe you I don't know, maybe you clean snow or something off of people's yards when it snows, and that is your business. You have to be able to not be too embarrassed to go after what you want. You cannot care about what other people think and have that handicap you. People have good opinions, and it's good to care to some degree what they think, but not so much that they handicap you and make you feel embarrassed to really go after your dream. I know so many people that have wanted to start a business, and I know one person in particular that they wanted to start a business, right? And the business they wanted to do involved speaking, and they would be good at it, and they're really passionate about it, except they're too embarrassed to put themselves out there and start. And it's handicapped them just because they care about what other people will think of them when they see them. That will not help you build wealth. You have to be confident. You have to go after what you want. You have to be short and clear and plan and be concise, and get as much knowledge as you can about what you want to do and go after it. And you cannot be afraid to talk to people about what you do. If it's so embarrassing that you think the entire society will turn down their nose at you or will consider it too embarrassing to do, then rethink what it is that you're trying to do. If it's not embarrassing in and of itself, and it's just people telling you, oh no, you're better than this, you should do this instead, then no, don't listen to that. Just don't care that much about what people think. This will help you to really pursue what you want to do, and it will also keep you from doing things that you rather not do, like spend money. Like if you care so much about your friends' opinion of you and them thinking that you're too cheap and you don't like to go out or you don't like to eat out or something, then you can't worry about that. If you want to save money, you don't want to spend money, you should be confident enough to tell your friends, I don't spend this much money, I'm saving for something, and I can't go hang out with you guys today. You know, just be confident enough to be able to communicate that with them. So these are my 10 steps to accumulating your own pile of cash. Like I said, some of them are very general, but if you continue to remind yourself of these things, it will really shape your thinking and your behavior, and you find yourself beginning to take steps that will help you to accumulate wealth and not spend everything that comes into your hand. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.